Alright guys, we're working on a Maytag model number. So this is the console, and the problem with this guy was no power. Now once you've gained access to the control panel, you're going to remove it and those screws. Make sure you mark them so that you can remember which and where they go. So be mindful of that. So this washer, you would press the control and nothing, no power. So the problem is corrosion gets inside of the board, and we're using rubbing alcohol, and we're basically removing the corrosion. So you can mitigate some of those issues by leaving your washer, leaving the lid up, but it's a bad design. I think the newer models actually have the conformal coating, which is a coating that protects the electronic from getting any kind of corrosion. So when you have corrosion on those electronic components, basically you're blocking the signal, and those are low voltage, so you're not going to get a signal going through. So once we get those cleaned, you have to also, you could either use compressed air, make sure it's dry, there's alcohol, and or Q-tip, and scrub it, make sure you get it nice and clean. And once it's cleaned, you can always use a piece of paper towel and just pat it, just let it dry, or give it a few minutes, just let it dry. So this is still doing the scrubbing, making sure it's nice and clean. And pay extra attention to that. That's where the issue usually is. So make sure you clean. Now don't use any metal brush. Always use something soft, softer than the component you're cleaning. You don't want to scratch those copper traces. So now we're drying out any excess moisture, even though the alcohol will evaporate pretty fast. You just don't want to put the coating down and it interacts with the alcohol. So we're still making sure everything is nice and clean. Very crucial. Yeah, moisture will get to those boards. I've been seeing a lot of it. But once they're fixed and coated, you won't have a problem. I will leave the description of the conformal coating and maybe a link to it. Now we're doing the conformal coating. Sorry about the angle. Make sure you get around each one of those plugins. I will use a brush and get into those corners. Very important. Now this is a Maytag Whirlpool. Will be the same control and same issue you'd have. So it says Maytag, but it's Whirlpool made. And you want to give the conformal coating a few minutes to dry. Hardens pretty fast. Just about done here. Another quick tip. Yep, so that's the brush going around. So we're going to be doing this is an additional secure or anti-corrosion, I should say. Yeah, let's just finish with this first. So yeah, so the next clip I wanted to show. So this is silicone, and it's a light grease, and we're going to put a tiny coating on the connectors, and that's going to give you 100% moisture free, no corrosion at all. So you put some there, not a lot, a little goes a long way. And just pretty much between the console and the main board. That's pretty much where the corrosion is. The board is pretty secured, so you don't have to worry too much about that. So, and we're about wrapping up here. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. Appreciate it.